Okay, we have a little bit of clarity. This is a part 3 to our Magician, King of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. We have like all of the courting cards of somebody coming forward to pursue something new with somebody. And as soon as we started talking about you being the Queen of Cups, that irritation came in, that frustration, that fury. I was mad. I was pissy. I was empathing somebody pissed because as soon as she finds out who you are and that he is pursuing and falling for you, has fallen for you or is pursuing you, this ex, this not her, but remember in the very, very, very beginning when I was shuffling, I said, I split the deck to shuffle and I saw a reversed Empress and the King of Pentacles. And I said, okay, noted. And I shuffled them back in and the King of Pentacles came back out, clarifying our Page of Cups and our Three of Swords reversed. The Three of Swords reversed was him getting over and out from that reversed Empress. A reversed Empress. It wasn't some other queen reversed. It was a reversed Empress. So this, unfortunately, could be a baby mama. And it could be an ex-wife, or it could just be a very, I hate saying evil about people, but a really probably crazy ex. And I don't like to say psycho or crazy or something, because everybody's somebody crazy ex, right? In this case, everything's upright about him. You know, he recovers. He ends things when they need to end. He recovers. He goes into hermit until he doesn't need to be in hermit anymore. There was some question, you know, are you going to take a date for him? Has he been single long enough? Or there was something about him that's, you know, that he is trying to really court hard. Yes, it could be the value he sees in you, you know, that he's courting hard. He knows what he's after. He knows what he wants. And he already has established feelings for you. However, there seems to be something that, you know, you are considering and stirring about. And some of it's your past. Remember, we had that you walked away from a devil. You walked away from someone who made you cry. You walked away from someone who wasted your fucking time. You walked away from that. And you have been out a long time. You know what I mean? Like, and you're not feeling like protective. You're not feeling that super guarded, you know, unnecessarily guarded, toxic independence kind of thing anymore. So, you know, when this card came out, it was like, oh, you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to choose very easily. You're going to see that he's not like this because he's coming out Page of Cups, oopy droopy lovey. He's coming up high vibrational. He's coming up confident and well put together. He's coming up loving and authentic and integrity. You know, he's getting all the highest cards, and he's even spiritual and super fucking, probably has some energetic and spiritual gifts. And we saw that it's going to bring you both balance. But that anger that came up, the minute they showed you and how loving, and you're the most beautiful queen in the deck, you know, this card right here had dual meaning. And it was like these two together. He is quarantining an attended curse with this person. This card also representing the ex, that reversed Empress. You know, she says, no, I'm the fairest of them all. And this card, when I first saw it, I did see it's quarantine curse energy. And good for him. He can block energy. He can say, you know, no, you're not allowed. Remember when he got mad and he said, I'm still talking. I'm talking to this new beginning, and you're not stopping my new beginning from coming in, ma'am. So I kind of like that boundary. You know, he's done his healing. His cards absolutely painted the picture from the beginning. You know, he took time to be single, although he doesn't like to be single. He doesn't prefer to be single. He's not toxic. He's not toxic, you know. He took the time, you know. He gathered himself, you know. He's not putting high pressure, you know, whenever you're ready. You know, it's not just physical. Everything about this man is super straight up, you know, very high vibrational. So, you know, he did go with a reversed Empress, and he found out, he learned, you know, and he ended what he should end. He took the time, But sometimes people don't fucking stop when they need to stop. So this says, you know, energetic boundaries, emotional boundaries, and physical boundaries, you know, like, you're not allowed in my energy field, and you're certainly not allowed to fuck with her. So, I feel like the Queen of Cups here, the only decision she's trying to make is, you know, because this came up verse 2. He's getting pissed because this person from the past is probably trying to tell you some stuff and tell you this and tell you that and interfere. And, you know, he was just kind of like, no, I'm talking. You're not part of my future. You know what I mean? To me, it comes off good boundaries. It just comes off good boundaries. And I like somebody who sticks up for himself. Nothing worse than being with a weak-ass bitch that can't handle his past and his energy and his ex's energies. That is very frustrating, and no one wants to get wrapped up in other people's past crap. And I think that's what's worrying him, why he started to get irritable and frustrated. And then her energy came in, and I was like, oh, hi, and bye. Hello and goodbye. And then, you know, we had these two, and right under this one was a 10 of Cups. These two people coming in union, and then look, we have the Choices Cup, and then we had High Priestess reversed right under that. There may be even somebody else in his energy field, because he is, okay, this is a thing. This is a thing. All right. Let's look at who he is. All right. Let's get all the cards that show him who he is. Okay. Magician, Lovers, Major Arcana, Ace of Cups, Self-love, True love, Romantic, Financially stable, Spiritually connected, Equal give and take, Fair, Integrity, Truth. These are all the fucking highest cards in the deck, the highest character cards in the deck. You're gonna have some wounded, unhealed people that you attract when you are so well balanced, okay? I mean, it's not like he's all around town. This is, you know, really loving, healthy, romantic, oozy-goozy loving people tend to attract wounded people. And that's just it. I mean, that's up to him to not want to choose toxic people anymore, you know? And so he's got his eyes on this Queen of Cups, and he knows what he sees. And that's why he's like, date, phone call, text, date. And also, what I also liked was then he came in the Knight of Pentacles. This is long haul. I can back up what I'm saying. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. Long haul. Nobody's in a rush here. No one's going anywhere. No one's going anywhere. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Not in a stalker way, but in a confident way. It doesn't matter who calls me, who texts me, who shows up. I'm here. Because we got the 10 of Cups and we got the Marriage card. I don't mind this reading, and I like having the anger clarified. That, I don't know if I've ever also empathed somebody from a love day reading in that form. I was mad at the air conditioner. I was mad at that. The cards were slamming against each other. It was real testy real quick. That was sudden onset. This is not to make you worry, but to be, you know, ask questions. Ask your questions and use discernment in this connection. I do not pull through negative card readings. Okay? I don't do that. I don't get into the ghetto shit. I don't get into toxic stuff because I'm all here for loving and healing. You know what I mean? And people believing in that again and doing the best they can. You know, and in this case, you have someone who is really trying to start over. And sometimes you do have those people in your past that you really can't control what they do and what they say, you know, and you just gotta get out of it. He got himself in a situation. So that will be up to the new person, whether they want to stick through that or wait and watch or what they're gonna do. So for those of you that are in some kind of like weird ass, toxic, entangled, confusing shit, that's not this situation. It's not. This is someone who's been single and who is ready to start over. You have lightning bolt. He meets somebody unexpectedly. He didn't expect to meet someone. He was in hermit. This pulled him out of hermit. He was doing the things, you know, because this crazy person over here not getting help, not healing, not right in the head is in the background. you know, nobody can do anything about that. And these two people who have met with this cool connection will most likely vibe so high that, you know, she fades into the background, you know, and someone will come along for that person, or whatever, or restraining order. I mean, I don't know what, but that's none of our business. And you can see we didn't, you know, we saw a reversed Empress, we saw a reversed High Priestess. That's somebody who is not ethical with their energy and not ethical with their power, their powers. You know, there are certain laws and rules and etiquette we go by in the spiritual and energy world, and there are consequences for that. So, you know, sometimes we need to use our energy for the love and for the kindness and for the high vibe and stuff, and let the universe take care of anything that is truly out of balance, you know? So no more focus on this crazy ex, no more focus on the the toxicity and the things that, you know, she may or may not do, because that gives all of that energy. The focus of this reading is that your biggest question is, are you going to handle this? Because if you are, show me the money here. You know what I mean? Like, call me back when you have this handled, you know, or whatever boundaries you want to have it with that. Or you trust or you don't trust, you know. So overall, I like this reading. It was a strong reading. It was a strong reading with strong people. And what else do we need to know? King of Wands, upright Empress. You know, like I said, the masculine in this, this isn't someone from your past. It's reversed. Maybe past life, but this is not one of your exes. And this is not his ex, because we got the Empress upright. Very different energy, very different person. Somebody wants to make them their wife. They don't want anyone else touching her. The King of Wands can be very territorial. I don't mind that energy, as long as it's not toxic. You know what I mean? And, you know, she receives this. With this Page of Wands, like, she receives it. She's kind of like, he's like, you know, chooses her. And she's happy about that. She's happy to be chosen by this guy, you know. So she could maybe even not even know, you know, this Queen of Cups, this Empress could not even know what's going on with that ex, because he is handling it. You know, that's somebody, look at, he's standing square, he's in the center of a card, and he's looking straight ahead. He has courage, he has integrity, you know. And look, she's kind of just like, who, me? I like it.